Finally! Finally! Fine! You guys have no idea how much I have been wanting Bayley to turn heel. I have been asking for this since last year. I pitched Bayley to turn heel last year. And finally, WWE pulls the trigger on a Bayley heel turn. About time they did. Because I've been wanting Bayley as a heel for a while now. I was getting so sick of her as a babyface. Her character's boring. Just not a fan of it. So cheesy. So kiddish. Finally, I can now have a Bayley with a serious attitude. And that's what I want. I want Bayley to be serious. I don't want it to be all about hugs. Smiling. I want a serious Bayley who does not give a damn about her and her friendship with Sasha Banks. Considering that they have decided to keep her aligned with Sasha Banks, actually makes it a lot better, to be honest with you. With them aligning Bayley with Sasha, now both of them as heels, this also could lead to potential. This could also lead to a potential face turn for Alexa Bliss as well, and Nikki Cross, because we all know it could be possible that Sasha and Bayley could go after the women's tag titles as well. I don't think they will, but it could be a possibility. So yeah, so this is your Monday Night Raw review, guys. Hope you guys are ready, because I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on everything. So the show started off with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman taking on the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, in a tag team match. And Seth and Braun got the win. And then the OC were beating down on the Raw Tag Team Champions and Universal Champion Seth Rollins. And Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode were also there as well to join in on the fun. Speaking of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, they were in a tag team match. They teamed up to take on Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, the Gratitude Era. Because apparently that seems to be their thing, because I've seen it on Twitter. They are Gratitude. And and there was not enough gratitude in this match because Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode got the win here. Which makes sense because they need to be built up to become tag team champions. Next we had the Southern Lady, Lacey Evans, wrestle Natalya. You would think after everything they've done with Natalya up to this point, having Sasha Banks beat her down a lot, you would think you would have Natalya get the win here. But no, Natalya loses. Natalya loses to Lacey Evans. What, so Lacey Evans can't take 2 losses in a row? She can't take back-to-back losses? Lacey Evans didn't need this. Lacey Evans isn't going to be involved in anything important. So why? So honestly, why have Lacey win this match? It would have been better off if you just had Natalya tap her out. Seriously, to me this made no sense. Sasha Banks challenged Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at Clash of Champions, which Becky Lynch ended up accepting. I am really looking forward to their match, man. I'm really looking forward to it. We also had the OC attack Cedric Alexander for literally no reason. Yeah, for literally no reason. I don't know why they did, but I just saw them attack Alexander, and I thought it was really, really weird that they assaulted Alexander. Speaking of Alexander, he went out to have his match with Baron Corbin, and Alexander put up a good effort, but in the end, he was defeated by the end of days. So Baron Corbin moves on to the semis. So after Cedric's loss, could it be possible that they could have Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship? I think that'll be a unbelievable match. And if they put Alexander over, that'll make things even better. I'm glad WWE is finally giving Cedric Alexander a chance. I was more concerned that he was going to be used for nothing. So I'm glad they're finally giving him an opportunity. I wanted to be proven wrong when I did my opinion on the Superstar Shakeup. I believe I said that Cedric was going to be a lower card, mid-carder, probably even tag team guy, and he was going to be wasted away. So I'm glad WWE is sort of proving me wrong here, and they're willing to give Cedric Alexander a chance. So if they are going to go with Alexander and AJ Styles at Clash of Champions, it would be a good opportunity to give Cedric Alexander a big moment. But I don't know. The Viking Raiders are back to beating up jobbers, ladies and gentlemen, after the fact that they failed to win the tag team turmoil. They are now back to beating up jobbers. They're now back to beating up jobbers. Well, isn't that just great? Isn't that just great? I don't need to see the Viking Raiders beat up jobbers anymore. Seriously, why are these two guys still beating up jobbers? Why? Goodness gracious, man. They beat Brian Thomas and Tyler Hastings. What kind of names are that? I know they're real names of actual people, but gee whiz, man. It's not a wrestler name. So next we had Ricochet and Samoa Joe. This match ended in a draw, where both men pinned each other. So then next week, so they confirmed it next week. Baron Corbin was claiming that he should be getting a bye to the finals. And then the referee makes a decision to have Baron Corbin, Ricochet, and Samoa Joe in a triple threat match next week to determine who will be going to the finals. Please, for the love of God, don't make Baron Corbin win this thing. If anybody should be earning the crown, it's Andrade. It was Firefly Funhouse time. We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end. Bray Wyatt had another Firefly Funhouse segment. He was bringing up Seth and Braun Strowman, and he said he will see them in hell in a very cheerful way. So it seems like the rumors of The Fiend getting a big match heading into Hell in a Cell are true. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it's too soon to make The Fiend the Universal Champion. But if they want to make him... Excuse me. Come here. Yes, my cat's in here, so I wanted to invite her down. You know, she's in my room, so thought I'd have her join in, huh? Say hello to everybody. Yeah. So, Yeah, in my personal opinion, I think it's too soon for the Fiend to compete for the Universal Championship. I think it's way too soon. I think he should be built up a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the Fiend, but I think it's just too soon. That's just my personal opinion. I just think it's too soon. So next we had The Miz take on Cesaro, who had a match in NXT UK at the UK Takeover. He comes back to the USA and he's losing to The Miz. I understand why, because The Miz is the number one contender for Shinsuke Nakamura's Intercontinental title. But come on, really, did it have to be Cesaro? Did it have to be Cesaro? You could have put him up against Mojo Rawley or Heath Slater, or even EC3 or Eric Young. You could have picked one of those guys to take on The Miz. Goodness gracious. And then the main event was Becky Lynch and Bayley teaming up to take on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Alexa Bliss in the main event with the Women's Tag Team Championships. People have been saying the Women's Tag Team Championships need to be featured more. Well, here we are, they're being featured, and I guarantee you people are still going to complain, despite the fact that Alexa Bliss got those things to the main event. Guaranteed people will still complain. The Women's Tag Team titles are finally getting the exposure that they deserve. And I know for a fact people are still going to complain. Because it's Alexa. Because it's Alexa. That's why people are going to complain. Because it's Alexa. But yes, then we had the shocking heel turn of Bayley. Sasha Banks got involved. And then Bayley looked like she was about to hit Sasha. Then she turned heel on Becky Lynch. And I love it. I love it. Finally I can have a Bayley that I'm actually invested in. See what one heel turn does? I could not stand Bayley at all. I could not stand Bayley as a babyface. Now you turn her heel, you could get me invested. Have her come out on SmackDown and have her explain why she turned heel. That's the next step. The next step is to having Bayley tell the WWE Universe why. Bayley needs to go full on evil. Like Io Shirai. She needs to go full on evil and embrace a new look. Have her hair straightened. Change her attire. Change her theme. She's got to go through a whole new change now. That's what Bayley needs to do. She needs to be like Io Shirai and go through a complete change, a complete repackage, and a complete new look. And that's the way it needs to happen for Bayley. And in my honest opinion, Raw was very good. And I don't want to come off mean or anything, but I'm going to say this right now. If you guys thought this episode of Raw was bad, then you're just never going to be pleased. In my opinion, there's nothing will ever please you. That's just my honest opinion about that. Nothing will ever please you. You just don't want to admit Raw. You just don't want to admit when Raw's good. And I thought Raw was actually quite good. I may not be a fan of the Viking Raiders facing jobbers. And I may not like the tag team of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. But I thought the show was pretty good. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for joining me for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you guys agree with me and if you enjoyed. And I'll see you all tomorrow for my SmackDown review. Oh yeah, but also by the way, before I go, I know some people will be like, well, what happened to your SmackDown live stream that you were gonna do? Unfortunately, that had to get postponed because it was Father's Day. I actually forgot it was Father's Day, so I had to go out and celebrate Father's Day. But don't worry, I'll be doing it on Thursday. And then after SmackDown, it will be SummerSlam, so you'll be getting that on the weekends. So don't worry, you guys will be in for a treat. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys. See you all tomorrow for my SmackDown review.